Hey everybody, in this video we want to talk to you about the Now Today and IsToday functions. The UTCNow, UTCToday, and IsUTCToday functions have a special disclaimer. I'm going to pop this up here on the screen. So here we are in the documentation. If you click down in the lower right corner of this screen of these exercises, you'll go ahead and you'll see that this does exist. Now, I'm probably not going to post this file, so if you simply just go up into the documentation, which if you come out here and go to learn.microsoft.com, if you come down here to formula reference and Power Apps formula reference, you'll get this long list of, alphanumeric, whatever. Anyway, I am in the I section currently, so this is where I am on IsToday. We still have the rest of these functions to cover in this series, so we're working our way through that. The good news is, when you click in on any one of these, you wind up getting two or multiples for one. So if I open it in a new tab, you'll see that I'm getting not just one function, which is this one, but I'm also covering now and today and all of these other is. Also this UTC function. Let's get to this disclaimer. So this is the disclaimer right here. So basically they're not available in your regular standard subscription. They are available in Dataverse for Teams. Okay, so this is like a special version of Power Apps. But for the rest of us, the majority of us are going to use this, which is available in everything else. Okay, so unless you specifically know that you have Dataverse for Teams, you're not going to necessarily be able to use these UTC functions here. Now, that being said, they do constantly change things, so keep an eye on some of these notes. When you're programming or using anything in the Microsoft Power Apps backend, so for example, let me pop open a new tab. I'll come over here to make, and this applies to anything that you're learning here in the series. Potentially you could go ahead and use this. If I were to, let's see if I got any custom columns. So here's a custom column. Let's create a new column, and I don't know what it is here. Let's data type, we'll do formula. Now here's the formula. UTCNow. Okay, see, it's available here. All right, and because I have UTCNow available in the formula, then I can use it out here. So this implementation that I currently am running and using, sorry, I'm a little spun around here, I lost my window. I do not have Dataverse for Teams, okay? But I do have regular Dataverse. So the way that this stuff is written, sometimes you've got to kind of understand what's going on. The reason that I kind of had a feeling that this was going to work and that it wasn't just Dataverse for Teams, as it says. It was talking about columns, and I already knew that in Dataverse there was a formula type column, data type column that you could use, and I said, this is relatively new. I bet they didn't update the documentation to state this, but anyway, lo and behold, IntelliSense let me know that in fact this was true. So the good news about this is that as you're using this particular function, and again, let me go back or try to go back to the documentation, this is another key piece of information. So now today, IsToday, it says they are done without knowledge of the current user's local time zone. So I think, in my experience, this is done with knowledge of the user's current local time zone, and the UTC, UTCToday, and all these UTC functions, when you're doing them inside of the context of this window, then in this window they are not aware of the user's time zone. They are specifically out there just running on UTC time, because if you tried to use the other formulas, it's simply just going to run it wherever it's running. It doesn't know where the user is. So in my opinion, or humble opinion here, I believe that this entire block of information is completely debunked, meaning don't trust anything that it says. This line this line should really be up here, and this information shouldn't have 4 teams in it, because of the way things are today. So I hope that clears this up for you. So it's really more about understanding the nuances of what's going on here. Now, the formulas themselves, guys, are stupid simple to use and understand. So, for example, let's talk about the ones that are aware of the user's context. So if you look down here at my clock, it is about 8:32 in the morning on July the 2nd, 2024. And I'm just going to pop in now. So here's the now function, and you got to close it with your parens. Okay, 8:32 a.m. on July the 2nd, 2024. So this matches my clock in the lower right-hand corner. So again, it is user aware. If you were to run this, say, for example, in any other time zone, it should reflect your time zone. So it is aware. And the way that you use IsToday is very similar. I'm going to copy this out. So IsToday, and it takes in one parameter. Now you can provide it a date from the database. You can also provide it the previous function of now. So obviously it is today because now is getting today's date. And it simply just gives you a quick Boolean value. All right, so this is how you're going to use now and today. Now today is very similar to now with this nuance. I don't know if you kind of noticed what was going on there. So there's today, there's now. It's basically, do you want the time or do you not want the time? In other words, date timestamp, use now. If you just want the day and have no need for the timestamp, then you should definitely just use today. Okay, so those are the bottom line takeaways. Now the UTC variations of this work identically the same, so just know that it applies in different areas. And when you're setting the data type for formula, and this is in the formula box, that's where you should do it. And these are not aware of the user's location or locale. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Sorry about all the ramblings. There was just a lot of stupid nuances because the documentation was wrong on this one.